Right, media and technology in football, is it good or bad? Examples of types of media: you've got television, social media, local and national press, and the internet. I'll go on to explain in a minute. Pros of media in football: attendance may rise if people want to see the stars for themselves, as they may have seen it online, and they want to see them for themselves. Better informed supporters, easier to attract sponsorships from big companies if you're advertising all over the media. Encourages participation, people might want to just join in, see football on TV and they might want to start. Develops personalities and role models, so role models are a key for young children. Gives you a close-up view of the action, and it allows people to share their views with other people. Right, cons: attendances may drop as people can watch it from home, some sports get lots of exposure while others get none. So like football gets quite a lot of exposure at the minute, whereas some of the little sports like golf, although they just had the Ryder Cup, might not get as much coverage. Sport personalities lose their privacy, so people want to meet them all over like that. Events can be used to promote the media, rather than the sport. Changes to events and timings, so like Sky Sports and the World Cup. The World Cup has changed their timings due to fitting in with the TV regulations. Changes to playing seasons, changes to the rules. Television. It gives people the chance to watch live programmes and highlights. So watching sport on TV is important to understand that the director of the programme will have an influence on the person's view. So you should always watch it and think for yourself, say, like say in a football game, one of the reporters might be biased towards a football club, so then if you're a new person watching it, you might be biased towards their team as well. Social media. The relationship between football and social media is becoming more relevant every day. It allows people to share their views with other people that are interested in football. Bad cases of social media. Twitter has caused many arguments and had many professional footballers fined for inappropriate tweets. One example is current Blackpool player Michael Chopper, who got fined £10,000 for a tweet about his training session using language that isn't appropriate for children to see from a professional player and or a role model. There's his tweet. Good social media. Twitter is not always a bad form of social media, as some clubs have incorporated into their football club, like Southampton, and their billboards have been flashing the hashtag SaintsFC, which incorporate, it gets more people wanting to follow them on Twitter, hashtag SaintsFC. Local and national press. The Press Association offers unrivaled coverage of more than 250 football leagues and cup competitions around the world, with dedicated reporters, pitchside, which ensure your platform is constantly refreshed with the latest news, previews and scores. In many occasions, the press have actually twisted a story to make the paper more popular and has caused the person receiving it to end up in a fair amount of trouble. One example of this is Ryan Giggs' alleged affair with Imogen Thomas. The internet. The internet has helped spread football, as people who aren't able to go to the football games are allowed to follow their team and support and offer their own opinions. The internet, there's many ways they can do this, by watching it online, skysports.com, and it keeps people up to date with the scores and highlights if they want to watch them. Right, so this sport, sponsorship and media, this is known as the Golden Triangle. It basically acts as a domino effect. So if someone plays well in their sport, then sponsorships will come in and want to sponsor them, which then will give them media coverage because they've got sponsored. And because of all of this, they'll end up getting a lot of pay rise, which then will improve their home life, which then may impact on their sport again, so increasing. Right, types of technology in football. Goal line technology. So this is basically a camera that says if the ball has gone all across the line or not. Disappearing spray is used for a free kick, so the referee will mark his yards and then spray at the end where the wall has to stay behind. Radio communications between the match officials is key. Obviously the referee doesn't have to run all the way to the sideline to speak to the officials. Facilities of the clubs have changed, like changing rooms, they've got saunas and jacuzzis and ice baths at facilities. Stadiums have also got better as it's gone on. Under-soil heating and artificial grass is used in many of the new stadiums. Injury treatment, Oxygen tanks and defibrillators at pitch side, they're key, because if a player gets injured then they need them. Equipment, boots, kits, balls and training equipment. I'll go into explain them in a minute. Right, so technology that influences the game. So there are many things that have improved in the game as a whole. To start, goal line technology is a key area, as in the 2010 World Cup game between Germany and England, when Frank Lampard scored, his goal was disallowed as it was deemed not across the line, whereas video shows that it was. So that's why they've incorporated goal line technology. Recently, in the 2014 World Cup, the referees have started to use the disappearing spray, which I think is a really good idea, because instead of marking it out with no marker, they've actually got a marker now, so that the wall can't edge forward. The pitches now as well, with the underground heating, it allows the club, even if it's rained or snowed the night before, they're able to heat the grass to sort of melt the snow, get rid of the water. Right, so radio communications is key, because the referee doesn't have to keep running from touchline to touchline asking whether his verdict is correct or not. It also allows the fourth officials to say their point, because obviously if the referee can't see, then the fourth official may be able to see, and he can inform him quickly, and he can make a snap decision right there. Electronic scoreboards are quite important nowadays as well, because, well, before we had electronic scoreboards, some people would have to put up big billboards with the score on. So it's easy to use, as somebody can just be sat behind a computer and just type in scores. So many league teams, if not all, have them up in a minute. Another area of football that's been improved is the cameras that are used. So you can watch live games, and it can be used in player analysis for like club development teams. So the new cameras that are used in modern days allow the viewers to see all angles of the game, and also allows people to watch games on record. I think technology that influences the player, there are many things that have advanced in the player and the sport. To start, the new kits are lightweight and in some cases skin tight, like the Arsenal kit. Many kits include a thing called dry fit technology, which basically allows the players' armpits to breathe, and everybody everywhere on the body to breathe and become sweaty. Another advance is the new football boots that have been created by Nike, the Nike Magistas. They fit like a sock, and they're designed just for the player to have a better game. They call them the Magistas. Other advantages, facilities at the club like ice baths and jacuzzis, they help muscles recover after games. At the FA headquarters, St George's Park, they've got a good ice bath and a good jacuzzi, which allows players to recover better. Analysis through the computers and cameras allows the development teams at clubs to look at the player and see what he's developing, and they can design a specific program around them. Injury treatment. Recently over the years, the treatment for players have improved and is vital in modern day football, as many people do get injured. Part of this is the oxygen tanks they had pitch side, along with the defibrillators, lightweight stretchers. These all came into use back in March 2012 when Fabrice Muamba collapsed whilst having a heart attack. Fortunately, Fabrice is a lot better now, and due to the high quality technology pitch side and the treatment at the hospital. The football over the years has changed. One of the first ever recorded balls was a blown up sheep's bladder. Over the years, the balls have changed a lot and become more advanced. The biggest advance was for the 2010 World Cup, when Adidas claimed the Javelani was the roundest ball ever made. Technologies from other sports and would they work in football. So Hawkeye from tennis. It's a key area to the sport which allows players to challenge a call that they believe could be unfair. So this could be important in football, so like for diving. If somebody dives and the player wants to challenge the referee's word, then they should be able to, I believe, that's what I believe. The decision review system is basically like Hawkeye for cricket. It allows them to challenge a call. The video referee, which is used in rugby, it allows the referees to go up to someone who's set up in a box with numerous camera angles and ask for justification of the decision. So I think that would be quite a good technology to put into football, as it just proves vital in rugby. Right, that's it. Thank you.
Brilliant, well done. Right, some really good points there. Just on about the technology, right? You mentioned about the football. What effect has that actually had on the game then? The improvement of the football?
Well, from the first ever football made, it was leather and was really hard and heavy to kick. So players did actually get injured from actually kicking the ball. But now they've made it lightweight and out of rubber, sort of stuff, and it's just improved the game as a whole. Because it allows players to kick the ball and make like a knuckle ball like Cristiano Ronaldo does, which makes the ball move in the air, which the new balls are able to do that.
If I was a goalkeeper, do you think I'd say it was a good or a bad thing?
If you're a goalkeeper, I'd say it's probably a bad thing, because obviously with the ball being able to move in the air, it's not a good thing for a goalkeeper.
Yeah, brilliant, well done. Right then, how do you think that went?
Thought it went alright.
Yeah, a good and a positive. Pick a positive first and then do a development.
I think there was quite a lot of information that I came across, but I think in another one there was too much information as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So I tried to shorten it down.
I think you presented it really well. Each presentation's really good, loads of good pictures. Again, there's just a couple of slides where the info's there's a bit too much, but what you've presented there is was really, really good. Yeah, should be good with that. Happy?